jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son, actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back sports, talking way too much, world come back
Once again, thanks for tuning in. You're listening to World Combat Sports, man. What's good? I know it's in the AM, man. People got to get up this morning, later on, and jumpstart your work week. First of all, I want to give a shout out to the WCS supporters as always. Appreciate you supporting the channel. Real talk. And, shout out to the ones that have to get up early in the morning and jumpstart this week. Hey, incredible boxing weekend. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of solid fights when it comes to the sport of boxing. Weekends like this, man, is what really halo what boxing's supposed to be. Not like just this weekend. This is how it should be throughout the year. We should have competitive fights. But with competitive fights, we have to have competitive fighters. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, it's hard to match up fighters that are well known to the public eye, and then they're fighters who are up and coming. You have to kind of link it up, just like we had this weekend. For real, we had some very solid fights on there, man. Shout out to all the fighters that contended on the Top Rank boxing card. Shout out to Top Rank. Once again, it was great providing coverage for this promotion. Once again, we're going to get into some hot topics. I'm not going to be on here long. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Andrew Charles on deck? How you feeling, bro? So, I told y'all when I was in the airport, man, I was on my way back and shit. My boy Michael Williams Jr., man, my support for him ain't changed. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Team Williams Jr. A lot of people came up there to support Williams on the biggest fight of his career. And, I'm not here to give a long, drawn-out story about it. But I've been with him long enough to pretty much know where he came from, the way he was this past weekend. Considering a lot of variables that took place on that stage, sometimes, fighters like Michael Williams Jr., who has a huge support system, they have their bright moments and they have their moments like this weekend. And obviously he wasn't able to get the job done. That's just the way boxing goes sometimes. The man's coming down from usually competing at 47, walking around like 160, to weight drain to 138. And shout out to Team Bowser for getting the job done. You feel me? I don't know what people thought that was going to happen, who was trying to be instigators or whatever. But I ran into Bowser's people several times when I was in New York. Several times. It wasn't I was doing what I was doing. At first they came off, the way they did. They gave me that energy. But nothing, I don't know what people was thinking. People was thinking, something else was going to happen up there in NYC. I mean, what were you thinking? But at the end of the day, I have to give a shout out to whoever that was in my DM. I let them talk, man. You know what I'm saying? I let them talk, to build up the fight. I let them talk. At the end of the day, Bowser and Williams was the ones that was stepping in the ring, and they did it. I was in the lobby after the fight. I didn't go anywhere. his pops came over to me and told me, "What now? You know, my son." I said, I let him finish saying what he was saying, and then I said, "Congratulations to your son. You got it done." Now I want to get to this DM shit. You know what I'm saying? What's going on with this? And they said they didn't know. They did know the guy. I said, "Well, that's not something I did. I didn't drop DMs to nobody. So it makes no sense for them to do that. You know, they apologized and all the other shit. And it was cool. You know, Bowser was cool, man. Bowser um is one of those people. He'll talk to his people, but you know he'll get the job done. You know, Bowser wasn't disrespectful because he knew the fight was coming anyway. He already knew he was going to step in the ring with Williams, and he went in there and got the job done. You know what I'm saying? I would have rather Williams perform a lot better, and he picked up the victory. You know what I'm saying? That's just fact. But Bowser and his team was extremely happy at the victory, as they should be. And I didn't think they overdid it. It's just the meetings that was occurring because I was out and about, had my camera, and I even got a picture of Team Bowser. You know what I'm saying? Just me this shit. But I didn't post it up and put a meme up there or anything like that. That's just, that's straight up immature when it comes to media. But I don't know what certain people was thinking about that was going to happen, what they thought that was going to happen up there. I really didn't. I really don't know what that was about. But my disappointment was for some of the people on YouTube that was, you know, who's supposed to be age appropriate maturity. They're trying to basically instigate as if we're back in the schoolyard in elementary. It's just crazy, like they're up here doing childish ass stuff that you wouldn't assume adults would do. But this is the social media business. People try to build up a reputation on social media. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people get it wrong about individuals on social media. They sit up here and they will assume someone's this way just because of their space or just because of some small artificial intelligence following that they have on social media. It's no real life physical interaction. It's no family. Team Williams, we roll as a family. We chill. You know what I'm saying? He lost his people, around his immediate support system. They're dealing with that and getting him right. You know what I'm saying? He was due to go to the police academy for a whole year. He was going to be out of boxing anyway. But that doesn't mean I was sitting up there hoping he wasn't going to pull out the victory against Bowser. Um, Bowser came in that ring very big that night. I'm not sure what they was able to rehydrate him with, but he wasn't the guy at the weigh-ins. He rehydrated very nice. He looked strong. He looked focused. Wasn't too much showboating going on in there. Real talk. If you watch the fight, Bowser wasn't showboating. He wasn't doing none of that shit. He was getting straight to business. And he never allowed Michael Williams Jr. to get comfortable. Never. Even during the exchanges, he basically delegated his power. He set the format, to kind of see, okay, how much power Williams Jr. has, and can Williams handle his power. I'm pretty sure they looked at the film and seen some Williams Jr.'s highlights, and then they seen some of his fights that he had adversity in. So they kind of put that all together into a game plan on what they wanted to do, and they went out there and executed it, man. And that's the way it was. Period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I wasn't hiding. You know what I'm saying? Team Williams wasn't hiding. We was out. We was doing what we got to do. Did the loss look bad? Yeah, it looked bad. I mean, just like a lot of fighters that's out here to take their first loss, it looked bad. But more so, it looked bad for Williams because a lot of people were tuning in to see him lose in the first place. let me say this: Williams Jr. is out upstanding individual. No one can sit on here and say what they saying about the man because they haven't even seen the man on YouTube saying anything. You know what I'm saying? He's not on there like that. So I really don't know what the backlash is as far as his performance goes. That you can personally say that he ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? He's a good dude. You was to meet him, you know, he's a good individual. He's a solid cat. But having a lot of pressure on your back to step up on the stage, boxing has a lot going on behind the scenes, people. A lot going on behind the scenes. And for him to get this step up fight for John Bowser, um, Team Bowser, in my opinion, when I was promoting the fight, I was promoting in good standing. You understand? I told them to their face. I said, I never said anything bad about your son. I just let it be known since it wasn't getting that much promo. I was promoting it. I was doing it in a healthy way. It wasn't no competitive way like certain individuals wanted to take it. My shit was professional. You know what I'm saying? I told them, I said, I don't know what this cat, whoever these guys talking about with the name calling this shit. I'm right here informed. I'm right here. I'm downstairs. I'm right here. They see me. And the same people who's talking and sending me DMs, they saw me down there in the lobby. Not one time they came up and said shit. Nothing. They didn't say anything. Because they know damn well I didn't say anything about Bowser. But the person who's relaying the message like a hoe, you know what I'm saying? They can say whatever they want. But at the end of the day, people sometimes say, okay, show me what they said, this, that. They want to go off something more than word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? And I went up here dogging the man because he did nothing for me to dog him out. I told y'all that on live several times. All I mentioned was I was going for Michael Williams Jr. to beat Bowser. And that was that. Just like their team was going for Bowser to beat Williams. Period. All this other hoopla is very, very childish, man. But it just gives you it just gives you a reminder. That's all it does. It just provides you a reminder of how social media can be when people build up these personas behind the mic, and it's totally outside of the standard of speaking about sports. You know what I'm saying? People have this reputation for getting behind the mic all the time out here on social media, various platforms. Some of them are very cool when you see them in person, and some of them, they don't say nothing to you. Some of them, all they do is just, talk behind the mic and really never go to these fights so they can understand what the stress and fatigue is like going around talking to these people. Not look, the great thing about what I was able to do, I wasn't able to get an interview with every fighter, due to COVID and shit like that. But I was able to talk to some people, some important people once again, and chop it up. You know what I'm saying? That was the great thing about it. I kind of got the inside scoop on the Cambosis situation. Real talk, you know? But and we're gonna get to that coming up. I mean, I got to talk to the shakers and movers again about some big things that's happening in the sport. And that's what I was there for. It's nothing like talking to these people, up close and personal. So back to my boy Michael Williams Jr., man. There's a lot of people that seen what went down that knew his pops coming up through the ranks and knew Michael Williams. And I saw Jamel Herring. We was down there talking to Jamel Herring. He had took a knockout loss in his career, but he was like, man, he'll bounce back. Don't worry about it. He'll bounce back. That's what it is. Look what I had to go through. He'll bounce back. So a lot of people, are saying that he won't fight again. Look, that's up to him and his team if he's gonna fight again. Period. But the hate and disdain for a kid that's not even on YouTube like that, it has a lot of other professional ventures going on in his life. It's just unwarranted. You know what I'm saying? People up here trying to make this. You really should pay attention to people who's driving home the hate, the tip of the arrow of hate when it comes to Michael Williams Jr., only because he has a huge support system of people. You want that in life. Some people, they have a huge support system. He has a support system. He took one loss out of 20 professional fights. One loss. And they're trying to make it Puerto Rico versus black. That's not what the fight was about. You know what I'm saying? You're sending hate through somewhere else. Like you're directing this hate to Michael Williams Jr. When if you're mad at his pops, you know you need to direct that to him. He'll address it. But you don't need to address it because John Bowser didn't do anything to me. So why am I gonna go at him, on social media? There's no reason for that. He went in and got the job done and did what he had to do. So people shouldn't be sitting up here, and I expect this though. This social media. People shouldn't really take too much energy and continue to denigrate Michael Williams Jr. as personally. Now, if you want to critique his performance, you have every right to do that because that's what you viewed while you was watching boxing. You know what I'm saying? That's what you looked at. You have every right for something that's public record to view that shit, man. Who am I to sit up here and tell you what to watch and what not to watch? He was there, watching the fight like I was. But I'm going to leave it at that. Next, those of you that's going around, in these live chats, trying to explain to a grown-ass man in his 50s, right, who I should pay another person. It just goes to show me how far removed from reality these people are on social media. These grown men that I never break bread with, grown men that I never hang out with, because cats I hang out with never do some stuff like that. When a person puts shit out on social media for a little small ass bet, you put my name out there, what you doing is giving me shine. People hit me up in the DMs talking about some bet, how much I'm like, bro, the bet is small. Nothing. But I just don't think that's protocol. That's not what I'm used to. I'm going to be honest with you. I never had that happen before at all. And my people telling me, man, that's crazy. In a lot of ways that you expect certain people to be this way about a small bet, but they try to blow it up for other people to latch on as if Scotty isn't paying a bet. When have I never paid a bet? Now you take the shine off Michael Williams and put it on World Combat Sports just because I, like everybody else, lost a little minimal bet, a minimal freaking bet. And you got to have grown men that have their own bills. You have grown men that have to get up and start their workday this morning, jumping on, exercising their fingertips, and typing as niggas, and trying to talk about pay up. First of all, I just got back in from NYC today. So therefore, why do I have people talking about a damn bet? I'm letting people do their work. When you get offline, we can settle this shit. I wait till everybody else continue to do their work. When you put my name out here and you do a little childish, bum ass shit, I just let you work. And then when it settled down, then, I'll address it. But I don't understand why so many grown ass men latch on and tag team for something so small. It's just, man, it's like a grab ass, we used to call it. You know what I'm saying? The military. When we wasn't having a structured physical fitness day, they called it grab ass, where you can do anything you want. Social media has become a grab ass type of environment. People just want to reach in and just try anything for attention. So I'm going to let you get that attention out and do what you got to do. But putting shit on social media and come on, so-and-so, a bet. And then you have all these other people so and so. What the bet? If it is a bet $1,000, is the bet 5 bands? I mean, come on. We're talking about a measly $100, dog. Maybe to him that bet is huge, but to put it out on social media, that shit is beneath my age group, dog. Like, come on, man. That shit is small as hell. And they have men out here talking about tell Scotty to pay up, bro. Come on already. Like, you know how much money I've won on YouTube? You know how much money I won off Edgar Berlanga? Going the distance with Damon Nichols? Do you want me to remind you of that picture? Man, $100? You know how much money I won off Lomachenko losing to Teofimo Lopez? It's crazy, man. Big dog on deck. What's good? Yeah, it's a tough loss, Andrew. I mean, I saw your comment over there in Kano. Talking about this gonna hit me hard. Bro, listen. I've known Michael Williams for quite some time now. Whether it's hit me hard or not, if it wasn't hit me hard, that means I ain't give a damn about him. And everybody's layer, everybody impact is different. It's according to how much they actually care for a person to see them succeed. People sit up here and support fighters, but they really don't support them. The fighter that they're talking about is good for conversation, but it doesn't exceed outside of that. I've been, I mean, all over with Team Woods. We've been there for the good moments, and we've been there for this weekend. And even in the time of loss, we still had a grand moment because it has so many people there to support him on this big stage. You know what I'm saying? The stage is different from each fighter. Real talk. The stage is different. That's all I'm saying. The stage is different for every fighter. Some people even answer the bell and give you that grand, that shining moment that you can look back on and say, "Dang, that's the spotlight right there. I like this moment. I like this. This is the best fight, one of the best fights they had, or it'd be one of the worst fights they had." At the end of the day, um, people are gonna love or hate a fighter. Boxing is a tough sport. There's no reason to hate Michael Williams based off his performance as a person. You can have the dislike and criticism for Williams Jr. based off his performance, but you have a lot of people on YouTube that sit up here and find a way to make it personal, knowing that they can't step in the ring. The same people that's on here, they can't step in the ring and do anything with him. They couldn't step in the ring and do nothing with him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because in the ring, you're not holding a microphone. It's a lot different when you going in there against high level competition. High level mean they're competing professional boxing, you know, and they're considered above average. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, I have no excuses for anything, but if people think that you shouldn't feel a certain way from a fighter that you support, think about everybody else that was supporting these fighters. And then they rolled up on their first loss. Think about the people that were supporting Manny Pacquiao back in the day when he was knocked out. I think when it's 12 professional fights, something like that, and people want to say, well, he was fighting at a young age and he faked his age. He should have been in the ring then, if you're going to use that excuse. Because Manny Pacquiao was put to sleep and people still supported him to this day. I'm talking about his close people. They didn't say, okay, he got knocked out cold like that. What about when Manny Pacquiao was knocked out by one Manuel Marquez? People still was fucking with him. It was one of the most brutal knockouts you ever see in boxing. You know what I'm saying? Even the boxing public was going in on Manny Pacquiao. But Manny Pacquiao is an 8 division world champion. Manny Pacquiao is on a whole nother status of legendary when it comes to boxing. So you have individuals who are going to have their adversities in the sport of boxing. Everybody can't be Rocky Marciano. Everybody cannot be the Floyd Mayweathers. Everybody can't be that. Everybody can't lead the sport. Even Canelo Alvarez has one loss. It may not have been a knockout loss, but it was knockout to one of the greats of this era, and that's something he's gonna have to deal with always, whenever the conversation arose. So it's not like people don't talk about the Sugar Ray Marvin Hagler. It's always gonna be that conversation out there, man. But it's all good. King Mitch on deck. How you feeling? Come back. What up? No doubt you're out there building personal relationship. That's what's the root of it. What I was saying when I said that, bro, I didn't take it personal, man. The only thing that's when I look at all these other shows, I don't really engage in the live chat a lot. But I do see some people that may pop in over here. And I always, when they choose to pop up, they pop up. I listen. And I know the ones that stay on the outside of this window and they won't even come on this live chat because they know I'm out there listening. Don't come on here and pretend like you support the channel. And then you're over there acting like, well, it's time for me to drop this comment. I'm not talking about you, Andrew. I'm talking about some other people. But that's just social media, though. If you're not willing to take the good with the bad, then and you get all distressed about it, then it's a whole nother difference. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I just want to get that out there because people don't ever get it twisted. It's a lot of faking and pretending that goes on social media. But hopefully you respect what I do as an individual and as media. You know what I'm saying? Building personal relationships is very important in boxing. A lot of conversations that I had this week couldn't be on the front end of the camera. I'm glad they wasn't because some of these individuals that's out here, they don't need to be privy to that. This is straight up business. I'm talking about gems that's going on in boxing, and you talking to people about certain things that's going on, and you're like, oh shit, it's good to hear that in person. Okay, all right. And you see different trainers with different fighters. You know what I'm saying? So you have it up here in your mental bank, and it's all good. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I have to say about that, man. I don't have no time to be having no personal anything with any of these niggas on here. Period. I'm gonna let them stress out about it. When I wake up in the morning, I ain't thinking about them. When I go to sleep, I ain't thinking about them. Real talk. The fight card this weekend, man, that shit was on point, bro. Let me talk about the Nico Walsh situation. Nico Walsh situation could have very well been the same as Michael Williams Jr., to be honest. A lot of people, if they sitting up here faking the funk like they know Nico, they haven't even seen him fight yet. I've seen him fight several times already, right? And they're fast tracking this guy. And I'm glad he said what he said this weekend because if he doesn't slow down, he's going to take an early loss. He was taking an extensive amount of punishment. I'm looking at this shit through my camera. I'm seeing it. He took a lot of punishment. One thing I can say about him, Nico isn't a chump. He isn't gonna lay down. He does possess heart. He does, man. But his name, he himself has a lot of pressure. And that pressure comes with being in front of Xander Zayas, goddammit. This is the second card I've seen Nico Walsh above Xander Zayas. Xander should have been above Nico, in my opinion. Xander should have been above Nico. But I'm pretty sure, how you put it, mutual respect from what I see in person between, the camps and all that. But I know they talk to themselves and say, man, you know what I'm saying? How can he be in front of Xander of all people? One of the biggest rising commodities in boxing right now. Xander is a rising contender, future world champion in the sport right now. I'll be surprised, in the next year and a half, you don't see him attempting to contend. It depends on what happens at the 154-pound division. But for Nico Wash, for him to say that, they're fast tracking him. If you need to fast track him with soft touches, about two soft touches coming up, because this guy's taking some tough fights, man. And that guy Sanchez was really landing some hard shots on Nico. I thought at one point in time he was going to hurt him. I thought he was going to hurt him, and that would have been an absolute shocker right there, because there's a lot riding behind. Nico had people in the building. His family was there. Them Ali's was in the building, y'all. Real talk. You got them Ali's in the building. Hey, he has a lot of pressure on his shoulders too. And to be higher on the card than Xander Zayas, which a lot of people, man, they was looking forward to see Xander outside of, some of the other names that was on the card. I hope they do that man some justice, calm down, just take a break right quick, enjoy the holidays, and reassess his entry into 2022. You have to assess that, man, because you keep putting him in there with hard competition. That dude gonna get it burnt the fuck out. Nico Ali is gonna get burnt out fast tracking him. He just was down here in Atlanta and fought. Now he was over here in NYC and fought. The same with Xander Zayas. Zayas, in my opinion, is built for it. He fought 6 times this year, y'all. 6 motherfucking times. Xander Zayas is a different type of dude, man. Like, either you have it or you don't. Some guys can jump on stage early in their career like Xander and put away wins, and they're fighting in front of the big camera on the big stage. So I give a big shout out to Xander, man. That is a fighter to watch right there. He's every bit of 154. He probably in his career, I know I'm gonna see him as super middleweight later on in his lifetime. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I'm very curious to see how he does, because you got some heavy hitters at 154, dog. Let's be honest. You have some heavy hitters at 154. If I was to put Sebastian Fundora in there with them Xander, nah, I don't see that going very well for Xander. Um, you have the Hammer Lubin. I doubt they'll want to put him in there with Lubin like that. Tim Zoo up in there, Charles Conwell. You know what I'm saying? Um, I mean, there's so many names at 154 to talk about that Xander Zayas may face sometime up the line. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure when they plan on putting those fighters on this timeline, but he's going to have to step in there sooner or later, man. But I always like watching his fights. I always like watching Xander Zayas fights. Moving on to Keyshawn Davis, man. Shout out to Calvin Davis, first of all. His brother picked up the win. Shout out to Calvin. Got the stoppage. Very patient, very tall fighters. They're taller than me, actually, like 6'4", something like that. And they're fighting these lower weight classes. Calvin went in and got the job done. But what impressed me was Keyshawn Davis, man. Keyshawn Davis is he's the way his attraction is to the boxing audience. If he keeps this up, people are they're gonna gravitate to Keyshawn, man. The way he goes in there and fight. If he keeps that up, the way he going in there right now is very entertaining. Very, very entertaining. Seriously. I mean, and you can hear the crowd cheering him on. I'm not sure if they're giving him credit for the Olympics, but the Olympics don't mean anything just for a boxing audience to support you. That really don't mean anything. It depends on who the audience is. You feel me? With Keyshawn Davis, the crowd was really into him walking to him putting on a show, the way he performed out there. He was really digging to the body a lot more. He wasn't getting sloppy. I like how he was fighting on the inside. his overall aggression wasn't too much. He didn't overstep that barometer of aggression. He just kept it at a point where, he was dictating the pace with his opponent. He was much more the boxer. He wasn't going to take a back step to this guy. And he looked clean. You know what I'm saying? His boxing looked clean in there. If you don't know the story with him, he was let go of the out of the Olympics and came in here and picked up 3 wins, and then they called him back over there. He ended up picking up a silver medalist. Shout out to Keyshawn for the silver medalist, earning that silver medal. And then now he's a straight up professional full time. You know what I'm saying? And also the way he carried himself outside the ring, he's good to have in front of the lens. I really couldn't just get him this time around. It was just so many people talking to him every time I seen him. But I definitely enjoy his performance, watching him go in there and pick up another victory. So keep an eye out for Keyshawn Davis, man. He's a crowd favorite. People like him. Real talk. Wash is real green. Yeah, he is. Wash is real green, man. And they're gonna fast track that dude right into a wall if they don't slow him down. The braids and everything look good walking around there, but Nico Wash is not Xander Zayas. When you see Zayas in the building, I mean, he's staying healthy so far, but you're going to go in there and he's going to give you what you came in there looking for. He's going to give you a solid performance, and that's who he is as a fighter. Nico, he just needs to take some time off somehow, some way, to continue to build up his skills, get some sparring partners, work on his craft, work on his fundamentals. He's not the fastest fighter out there. If you're going to stand there online and be that infighter, provide them infighting, be willing to work on your defense, because you was getting touched up an awful lot in there, and that's not a good look for you. That's definitely not a good look for Nico. Somebody's gonna end up stopping that dude for real. Real nice. There's something there. There's something there. I agree, Andrew. I like Keyshawn, man. I like Keyshawn, the way he's building up his fan base, how he acts as a person in general. Very professional guy. His brother's very professional. I like it, man. I like how he gets the job done, in the ring. I like his performance value. When I know Keyshawn is about to step in the ring, I say, okay, cool. Pretty much I'm assuming I'm gonna get a damn good fight. So, man, keep your eye out for them Davis brothers, for real. Keyshawn looked physically more developed than the last time I saw him. Yeah, that's another thing. Like he actually looks like he's a true professional right now, Keyshawn. That's a good point. He looks like, whoever his strength and condition or whatever they got going on, you know what I'm saying? He made weight, but he looks a healthy. He looks like a healthy fighter. You know what I'm saying? His eyes not red. He's not struggling. You know what I'm saying? He looks like all his stars are aligning, and he's fit for this sport right here. He's fit to build himself into a star. That's what I'm saying for Keyshawn. He's a nice size right now when it comes to this boxing game. And then, how he basically puts his boxing cachet, for all to see, how he's throwing out different tools and techniques that he's learning, still being young in the boxing game, but with Olympic pedigree. He's going out there and giving us, that sweet science to boxing. He's not overindulging in headhunting. None of that shit. He's boxing, y'all. Hold on for a second. All right. So yeah, y'all keep that eye out for Keyshawn, man. Really, I like him as a rising, you know, prospect in boxing. He has star value. You need that. Just because you have an Olympic pedigree, people just don't jump on and say, "Oh, man, so and so he's an Olympian. Well, let's show him love." That just doesn't happen. Not the cheers and everything I was hearing for Keyshawn. Keyshawn has that factor that allows people to gravitate to him as a fighter, that want to know what's going on, that want to see him jump in the ring. He has that going on for him right now, bro. For real. Let's move on to Jared Anderson. It was good to see Jared Anderson fight for the first time. And I'll be, on some hating shit if I didn't say I wasn't entertained with one of the US heavyweights that's in the game. I know we have some other ones out there. Shout out to Mac Truck that's coming out of Georgia. He's trying to, build up his name too. Shout out to Jared Anderson. I'm not Jared Anderson, Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller, he's trying to somehow, some way build up his reputation again, from being a repeat offender when it comes to performance enhancing drugs. But Jared Anderson's ring walk initially was took me back to Pimp C, UGK. Shout out to Pimp C, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? And Bun B. I grew up off them cats, man. Underground Kings. But his ring walk was classic. Shawty. But his performance, I pretty much assumed his performance would be of such when his opponent weighed up below the 220s and Jared sitting at 240. But it's just the way Anderson went in there and took care of business, man. I like what I was looking at. Like, Jared Anderson can box. It's not a lot of holes. You're talking about heavyweights. It's not a lot of holes with what I seen with Jared Anderson. Besides, he can be touched if he remains right there front and center on the doorstep of his opponent. You know what I'm saying? He can be touched up. If he stays there, if he remains idle and doesn't punch off center, and he doesn't use any type of foot movement, this is heavyweights though, so heavyweights don't move like that. But Jared can. It's just sometimes he chose not to because he probably felt like, man, I don't think this dude can hurt me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to basically impress my dominance on this guy, and it was entertaining, man. People was cheering him and shit. I think Jared Anderson is going to be a different type of heavyweight when it comes down to it. When it comes to the fight fans, I think they really gonna lock on to supporting Jared Anderson, especially if he keeps performing like this. He's 11-0, 11 knockouts. Right now, he's in a situation Edgar Berlanga was in. They looked at Edgar Berlanga's competition, and people get dissatisfied real quick. They say, "Oh, let me see when he fight this person. Oh, let me see when he fight that person. Let's see if he is able to do this." It's gonna come a point in time where Anderson is gonna have to continue to step up, step up, step up. But it's good to have that win knockout ratio leveled out. You know what I'm saying? 11 wins, 11 knockouts, 100% knockout ratio. You know what I'm saying? That shit look good, dog. That looks good, especially when you go in there and perform the way he did and got his opponent up out of there, man. This shit look good. It's impressive. Even though, his opponent was 17-1 now. His opponent was 17-1. So, he's stepping up his competition, y'all. Y'all pay attention. Jerry Anderson is stepping up his competition. He's not out here just kicking cans and rolling up at the food mart looking for somebody to step in the ring with. He's stepping it up gradually. Jared was also in the best shape I ever seen him. It'd be time to step his camp up a notch. They're going to have to do that, man, especially when you have those 11 wins, 11 knockouts. People are going to want you to step up your competition. Absolutely. It was a joy to see him in the heavyweight division, being that Deontay Wilder has lost twice to Fury. and we don't know when he's going to be back, pretty much. But Jared Anderson is next in the shoot. He has big shoes to fill. I'm talking about not just with Deontay Wilder, but he has big shoes to fill, period. Period, in this boxing game. King Mitch say, what y'all think of Conor Ben? What's next? I like Josecito Lopez or Abel Ramos fight. Man, shout out to Conor Ben, man. He's came on fast and furious. Very entertaining fight. I like Conor's Ben energy. He's tatted up. He has stupid amount of ink on him. He fits the persona of a combat sport guy. I get on him though. Ben constantly mentioned AB in clown shit. Seems like he knows he can't lace Ortiz in his boots. No, he definitely not gonna get in his boots because that'll be a tough fight for Ennis. So they trying to get Jerome Ennis that big fight, title fight. You know what I'm saying? The same with Virgil Ortiz. But I gotta finish cleaning up this fight card. So I was definitely happy to see Jared Anderson go in there, pick up another victory, stop his guy, and just put on the show for the fight fans. That's what he did. And people gonna get showing that love. It was some people in there in New York saying they wasn't too understanding of what his ring walk outfit was. I mean, it was some people in there. What's this about? We seen enough pimps. So what is he trying to be a pimp? A lot of people was clueless as to to the how you put it without comparing it to a black man. They wasn't clear as to the message that Jared Anderson was trying to send to the boxing community. But it's just the outfit, and outfits send messages, visual messages. So people were like, they was cheering, then some was confused. You can tell. But at the end of the day, man, he did the damn thing. It was a classic. I liked it. That's where I'm gonna leave it. Lomachenko and Richard Comey was a very competitive back and forth fight. Richard Comey and Lomachenko respect each other a lot. That's why you seen Lomachenko trying to get his Andre Rozier to stop the fight, but that's not gonna happen, Loma. I mean, it's not like you this tremendous power puncher all of a sudden. But with Richard Comey, he's a high level boxer. He's good enough to compete on this level. But when he's stepping there with a name like Lomachenko, does he have enough to get the victory? You know what I'm saying? He's shown several times in big fights that he's not able to. I wouldn't say he's incapable. He's not able to give us that victory. And when Lomachenko knocked him down, I really feel, looking at what I was looking at, he could have stopped Richard Comey. He could have, dog. And he respected the fact. He didn't really want to sit up here and stop Richard Comey like that. I hear what other people saying that, he carried him and stuff like that. All I'm saying is if Lomachenko really wanted to stop Richard Comey, he could have. He had damn good cardio. He had very good pace. He could have closed out the show. But he respects Richard Comey. They have this crazy respect for one another. You rarely see two fighters. That's one thing about Richard. Richard, he'll bust out laughing and a face off. I've seen it happen before. That's just the type of dude he is, man. But when he get in the ring, he's there for business. But Lomachenko was better. I like that fight. I like that fight. I just wish Richard Comey wouldn't have been knocked down when he was, because I wanted the fight to be closer than what it was. I wanted to be all the way to the damn championship rounds, man. I wanted that shit to be close, where you can keep us on the edge of our seats, man, and we all coming up for a climactic moment on who's gonna win the 11th and the 12th and all this other yeah, man. But I pretty much felt that Lomachenko had this in the bag. It was good seeing Lomachenko fight for the first time. I seen Richard Comey fight, but it was good to have an opportunity to talk with him. Just get to know who Lomachenko is as a fighter. It was good shit, man. Real talk. It was good shit. I like to pass Tio Loma. I'm not giving him the crown, but I'm cool with seeing him fight any of these guys. So let me tell you about what I found out about the Kambosos. When I was saying the Kambosos, he was up here saying Devin Haney, trying to make it seem like, yeah, we have to see. So he was really waiting for this Lomachenko fight to finish. So I talked with Kambosos people, and they're going for the fight with the biggest money. I really can't disclose the name, but I'm just saying, I'm just letting y'all know. Y'all can do the rest yourselves. It ain't no pinpoint Devin Haney fight that's coming up. So whatever you hearing out here, it's nothing that's been determined. But I put the name out there. You know what I'm saying? So the fans won't be bamboozled. I mentioned Devin Haney's name. I mentioned Gervonta Davis' name. And this individual pretty much explained to me the apples from the oranges. I'm serious. He said, so I said, so basically what you're telling me, you're going with the fighter that's going to bring the most revenue for your fighter, Kambosos. And that's exactly what it is. They want the fighter with the most star power. And they're really trying to get that fight over in Australia. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but they really want to have that fight in Australia. The one problem with Tank, I don't think Floyd Mayweather is going to accommodate Kambosos in his backyard with his star fighter, his cash cow. It's not going to fucking happen, dog. So you might see a Kambosos Lomachenko. You might see a Kambosos Lomachenko. I mean, I don't know, y'all. I just know all that Devin Haney talk that Kambosos was saying. I'm not hearing that same energy from his team. And that's unfortunate. I'm not hearing that same energy. Maybe he might shock us and go for a Devin Haney fight. But I'm not getting that energy that they're thinking about that shit. I'm not getting that energy when I talk to him. Loma look like Loma Coma ain't shit though. Perfect style for Loma to look good against. I like Richard Coma. I wouldn't say he ain't shit. I just think he's a couple of steps below the performance evaluation when it comes to elite fighters in Lomachenko, Vasily Lomachenko. He steps below. You know what I'm saying? Lomachenko is that much separated from Richard Comey where he can pretty much turn it up when he feel like it. And Richard Comey, it's shown he couldn't deal with it. So I look at what I know about Richard Comey and what his character is bad that he can't really shine the way he was able to do once he won the world title. You know what I'm saying? This would have been a damn good fight for him to win right here against Loma. This would have shocked the boxing community a little bit and put him in a whole nother position. But of course, I mean, not too many people thought that Richard Comey was going to beat Lomachenko. He had an opportunity due to his punching power, and Richard can box, but so can Lomachenko. And Lomachenko did what Lomachenko does. You know what I'm saying? But people, I'm going to come back on here a little bit later this morning. I wasn't planning on staying on here forever and a day, but I have some other boxing topics to talk about, especially some of the stuff that I did find out speaking to some people But I'll be on a little bit later this morning. But I definitely got to bounce, man, because I'm still trying to catch up from that NYC um, hectic schedule we was on out there. But yeah, man, y'all turn up and tune in later, man, to WCS. I'll be on here a little bit later this morning. All right, appreciate you. I'm out.